There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but you'd think he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Bow, 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 now, bow, 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 now, now, bow, 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 bow.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jason.
And we're the Balcony Bros. And for this Analytical Wednesday, we're bringing you a game called Aether.
The recording better lock my car.
We're playing this game called Aether, and for those of you who don't know, Aether was a Flash-based game developed by Edmund Macmillan, and he was the artistic design behind Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac are his real big name ones. But he originally did a whole bunch of Flash games similar to this before he hit it big in the indie market. So this game, we chose this game because of Edmund Macmillan's design kind of input behind it. If you ever watch the excellent documentary Indie Game, the movie, it talks about their creative process through making Super Meat Boy, as well as the guy who did Fez, and it's really good. I would suggest it.
It's on Netflix Instant.
It is. That's where I watched it. Also, you might have gotten it in one of the indie bundles as well. If you bought that one. So what we really want to discuss for this video is auteur theory in video games, and maybe you should give a definition of auteur theory real quick for the...
Yeah. So this kind of stood out to us because we're both film students. Auteur theory is a theory in film that directors, especially certain directors, will leave their mark on a film. Like, you don't say, like, yeah, I'm going to go see that new movie. You say, like, I'm going to go see the new Tarantino movie, the new Hitchcock movie.
The next Tim Burton film.
Although
nobody's going to go see it.
no one's going to go see it. It's kind of like leaving a stylistic stamp, and a lot of developers kind of have that.
Yeah, the idea is that in the end, it is the director's product. And so the way we see it is, in the end, video games, and especially indie games, are you have to eat all the little fish.
Got it.
Especially indie games, you can really see the creator's input in it throughout all of their games. Now, Edmund Macmillan's sort of creative inspiration is, all his games seem to do with kind of a dark childhood kind of
like
feel.
A tormented child, or preventing a child from being tormented. It is hard to swim down.
It is very hard to swim, even though he looks so jellyfish shaped.
Oh,
but
there we go.
When he was a child, Edmund spent a lot of time drawing pictures of monsters, and he kind of had a problem with escapism and not really living in the world where he was, like living in the now, and sort of preferring an imaginary sort of location to his real life. And actually, at one point, his teacher told his mother to go get him checked for a mental disability or a craziness.
Isn't that a moment we all have in school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, his inspiration behind this game was about the game's about a young boy who's kind of always alone in the world, and one day he meets this creature, that thing that you're controlling. And together they go off into space, and they leave Earth, and they start saving all these other planets, or like healing them. But each time they do heal a planet, the Earth gets a little bit smaller and a little bit less happy of a place. And in the end, it's kind of like a warning story about living in the present and how imagination is a wonderful thing, but
gone unchecked, it can be damaging.
It can, and you can end up not having that foundation. Because the more and more you leave the world, the less it's there for you.
So for the whole game, you're like going to these planets, and we had already gotten a few out of the way just so
we can keep the video short.
Yeah, and so I'm headed to the last one right now. This one, the one down here, that is Earth, and so you're just kind of jumping from planet to planet, like Jeremy said.
Yeah, and you go in and you solve some sort of problem with the planet.
There's these light rays that are shooting. They all probably stand for something.
Yeah, but it's really hard to tell. You get little to no information. Every time you meet like a creature or something that's living on the planet, they don't really tell you what to do. They just sort of give you these ethereal pangs, these feelings that you would get when you're a child, like, I'm never going to be famous, or
like, I'm here because I'm bad.
Yeah, or like there's one point when you fall into the core of a planet and the person down there says, like, I'm stuck down here, but at least nobody can hurt me and stuff. Yeah.
So there's one.
And as you can see, if you've ever played Super Meat Boy or The Binding of Isaac, the planet faces and the creature design is all very Edmund-esque, I guess. You have to get on top of that planet and pull it down. You can't zip line to it. You have to, or tongue line to it. You have to land on it.
Gotcha. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Oh, he looks mad.
He's grumpy.
But we were talking about Auteur theory. I just stand on him?
Yeah, you just stand on him until it falls to the... And I think there's 2 more, 3 more.
Okay. Well, we were talking about Auteur theory, and it's just really kind of fun to see this theory take place in video games, because like it's a lot like people do with film. They'll just kind of generalize it. They're like, oh, movies are just making kids dumb these days, or video games are causing violence. Mm-hmm. But they all have this very unique kind of art to them.
If you can find story or video games that have very personal stories to their creators, and just like a lot of movies, and usually the most impactful of movies have a deeper meaning behind it, or some sort of creative drive.
Right. It's not just a director trying to get a paycheck. He's doing something that he either wrote or he chose to direct because it means so much to him, and that's where like the art comes from. There we go. But I mean, you have it's just kind of fun comparing. Like, you have Suda51 who did No More Heroes, Killer 7. Most recently, I think Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah. Well, I think you worked with a partner on that one.
Yeah. Well, he's just kind of like the Quentin Tarantino of games. Like the
crazy pop culture references.
Pop culture, punk rock, over-the-top violence. He looks mad that I helped him. Whatever, man.
Did you fix it?
I
I didn't hear the musical cue.
Neither did I, but I got 3 planets.
Was it this yellow? There might be another planet.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah, go check. You also have like
Hideo Kojima of the Metal Gear Solid series. I actually don't think he's done. I mean, he's actually, I think he worked on Zone of the Enders, but I could be completely wrong about that.
But with his long, verbose cutscenes and minimal
weird
action, the really weird parts to it.
Like Metal Gear Solid 3 with the river sequence where you have to walk by the ghosts of everyone you've killed so far.
Which is really easy if you're a pacifist. But
yeah, I did a run through. I think I got everything. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you leave and there's there's still an icon for the planet, so you're missing
back to work. I did a run through of that game where I didn't kill anyone, And that is such
So
an
it's
easy
only
boss
the
fight.
bosses that the bosses
it
go
is.
seem to go.
Well, you can get through it without killing a few of the bosses. Like there are ways you can make them either just die naturally. Like he's following me.
No, he's not.
Oh, it was sad.
There's got to be one more.
Like I think it's the end. Who's the old man?
Yeah.
And you can like. If you set the clock forward on your PS2.
If you turn off the game and you leave it and you don't play for I think it's 5 days or something,
he just dies of old age.
But in any case, you can if you're playing a game by Kojima, you can recognize it.
You know it's a Kojima game, or you know it's a Suda51, or David Cage with Indigo Prophecy and
with the interactive movie game.
Yeah.
There it is.
There you are. Sneaky. Or, who else? I mean, Miyamoto.
Yeah, obviously.
You know when you're playing, he can even have people emulate him now. He's gotten to that point where, okay, really? He has no gravitational pull.
Or Peter Molyneux, I guess. I mean...
he likes having you have choices.
He likes you to think you have choices. But,
And he tells you all the great things you'll be able to do before the game comes out, and then you do very stripped down versions.
Not Fallout 4.
Fable
4. I remember when Fable 1 came out and it was the coolest thing ever, and then I actually played it.
It's a good game. I enjoy it.
It was an alright game, but it was a terrible boss. And
oh yeah, and I mean I remember when Fable 1 came out, he was you'll be able to plant an acorn when you're a child and come back and it'll be a tree.
But you could never do that.
You'll have children who will remember your face and follow you around, heralding you. And it's no, just every civilian has a preset name they call you.
But really, I think it's a good point that once again, and I don't think we need to do this, but prove that video games are a new form of art.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hate to get into that debate because I think that debate's done to death, and everybody knows that video games are art now. But
has Ebert backed off of his statement yet?
Well, kind of. He said he basically said the let the baby have their bottle kind of deal. Fine, if they want it to do that, then fine, whatever.
I get it because he can only have liquids now, right?
That's mean.
Zing.
He's a good critic.
Yeah, he's great, but I think he'd be more willing to let the new guard kind of come in.
If he hadn't had a stroke.
Right.
No, but he's part of the old school film critics.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
Come on. So, kind of the point we're trying to make is that we thought this game was a real good example of authorship in a video game. You can obviously see Edmund McMillan's sort of overarching story points and thematic elements, like the young child having to deal with something, usually something of grave consequence or something like that. I think we're about heading back to Earth now. Like I said, each time you solve a planet, the problem Earth gets smaller and smaller. So until you've solved them all, and you have no place else to go but back to Earth. And
here we're
drifting there.
Go. Trying to speed it up.
Don't go too fast, because then when you get there, you're starting to get
slow down.
So spoilers, I guess, for a
spoiler alert. Even though we already said it.
Yeah.
Slow down a little.
Where is the Earth? Where is it? There it is.
Oh, no! I knew it was happening and I'm still sad.
You can't go back. He's too far gone, and so now you're just...
I can't even do anything.
Yeah, you're just drifting, because there's nowhere else to go, as you just drift around. It should at some point... do something.
I'm going somewhere.
Oh, it's trying to land you on that moon, but there you go. And that's it. That's the game.
Boy delved deeper. His imagination went wild. The grasp of reality was left from this child. The impact he caused broke his tie to the earth. but his fears and his worries had caused a rebirth. Being lost in his dream, his imagination expanded with the aid of the beast that he commanded. This boy would live on in the memories of past, and the boy would find hope in a future he'd cast. To be continued.
And they never really made a follow-up game, but I guess kind of all the games, when you're considering authorship, anything that the author makes is a continuation of whatever they previous made. But, do you have any last points to add?
I think we hit on it. Like, it's really cool seeing video games not just be, like running and gunning. I mean, some are like that, but I mean, it's really fun seeing this.
You see personalities develop, and through their work, and you can see like the real emotional impact they bring into a game.
Yeah, if I could, it's like, I guess I'll just whip out some nerdy film history. It's really cool seeing like it's like a new guard. It's like the French New Wave.
Yeah, it's like a new French New Wave.
Yeah, it's like a French New Wave. Like it's something completely different is happening with this indie game thing, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the major market reacts to it.
Hopefully it won't die off as fast as the French New Wave did.
I don't even like the French New Wave that much.
Oh, I will.
So
Alright, so that's our video for this Analytical Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please put them in the comments section.
We got a box. Comment down below, subscribe, like the video, all that junk.
Alrighty.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
Whoa.